Hello and welcome to the fourth guide in this Rust Console Edition series. In today's guide, we will dive into how to win supply drops in Rust for Xbox and PlayStation gamers. Remember that if this guide adds value to your gameplay, make sure to subscribe with the notifications on so you can catch the next guide. Let's get started. Supply drops come along with multiple scenarios, so let's run a few scenarios and go over the strategies that I used to win the supply drops and head home with all the weapons, supplies, and the best loot in the game. So let's take a look at scenario number 1. Wouldn't it be beautiful if loot just came floating from the sky just for you? Well, in some cases, that's exactly how it goes. Due to current rendering issues with the console edition, this may keep some players from actually seeing the drops at all, even from a reasonable range. This can really play to your advantage if you get there first and you just go in and out without checking the loot. Just hold X over the loot and dip out. Don't count on this scenario happening too often, but it does happen. So if it does, enjoy. Now let's take a look at scenario number 2. Sometimes supply drops are meant just for you. Look at this lucky guy. The supply drop landed inside his base. Did he call it in like on PC? I don't see any smoke. So I want to assume that this supply drop landed inside his base and this guy is the luckiest dog ever. I don't like him. Let's shoot this guy. Now scenario number 3. This is by far the more likely scenario to occur if you play on high pop servers. Nobody within range is going to back down, so you must fight. But you also have to be smart. If you can suppress your enemy while moving towards your objective, you may make it there first. Now you have to decide if the fight is worth it or is it more important to save the loot. If you can find any cover like trees, mountains, or even a cliff, there's a 50% chance you can get away. But this really won't work if there's only one player chasing you. There have to be multiple parties fighting for the loot in order for you to be able to run away. Otherwise, you will never get away alive. So your best bet is to let the other parties shoot each other while you get away. Or stay and fight. I don't give a fuck. Now let's hop to scenario number 4. This is by far my favorite because it's just about the same thing as scenario number 3. But let's toss a bear into the mix. Having some wildlife around can really make a difference on whether or not you get out of there alive. The only thing is that if you're gonna fight a bear, make sure to have the proper tools. Bears can be a pain in the ass, but they're no match for a pump action shotgun. So let's recap real quick. It truly comes down to how prepared you are gear-wise and your mindset at the moment of collecting the loot. Ask yourself these questions as the situations are developing. Is the fight more important to you than the loot? Or do you feel that you're good enough to hold your own? Be true to yourself. Personally, I'm a solo player, and as good as I like to think that I am, there are some scenarios in which I don't even approach the supply drop at all. I have no chance in hell when there's 5-6 players versus just me. Maybe on a random day with a crazy clutch, I could get it done. But for the most part, I just look at groups and clans from afar and just wave and let them go by. But when you need guns for a blueprint, the risk may not outweigh the reward. In the next guide, I will be expanding further on how I get important blueprints in a matter of hours. When you know what you're looking for, it really moves pretty fast. So remember to subscribe with the notifications on and smack the like button if this video helped you out. Thanks for watching. See you on the next guide.